Was it hotter in Texas or is it hotter in New York?
You know, it's actually hotter in New York for the next couple of days than in Houston. And that's telling you something, right? That heat-humidity combo that you're used to in the south along the Gulf Coast, that's streaming all the way up into the 95 corridor. A lot of records fell yesterday. More are currently falling. Boston just hit 100 degrees as well. And that's before you factor in the humidity. And this air mass is not a dry air mass. It's hot and it's humid, and it's that 1-2 punch that really has you feeling the heat.
We sent you out into the humidity. I hope you're holding up okay.
Yeah, out of the frying pan in Houston and into the fire here in the Northeast and in New York City. Yesterday was hot. Today is even hotter. And it's not just typical summertime heat. This is dangerous heat. We're talking about heat alerts roughly for the eastern half of the country.
How's it looking this hour?
Yeah, just peaking. I mean, you mentioned the high temperature yesterday, 96 in New York. Already today, we're at 97. So we're past where we were yesterday and still climbing. It's still early. We've still got a whole lot of heat to get through. This is an early season heat wave. And for a lot of us, the first heat wave of the summer. That is important because before our bodies are acclimated to that heat, we're more susceptible to things like heat exhaustion and heat stroke. And make no mistakes here, heat is deadly. In fact, it's more deadly than hurricanes or tornadoes. And that's why it is important to heed all of these warnings.
When can we expect a break from all this heat?
Yeah, Alex, the heat is sticking around. In fact, it's building tomorrow. So this is just the beginning of the heat wave. Thankfully, by the end of the week, things will start to taper off. But right now, you can't just dismiss this as it's summertime and it's hot, because it's much more than that. It's record-breaking heat, it's dangerous heat, and if you're not careful, it can be deadly heat as well.
Kevin, there's the temperature that you actually see outside, and then if you have the humidity, it actually feels much higher. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame when you factor in the humidity and then the sunshine as well. All of these numbers are taken in the shade. And we know if you're outside, you don't always have the benefit of being in that shade. We've got heat alerts. Look, yesterday was hot in the 95 corridor. Today is hotter. Heat alerts for roughly half of the country here. And then these areas in pink, that's as hot as it gets. Extreme heat warnings in effect after breaking numerous records yesterday, all up and down that 95 corridor, mid-Atlantic up into the Northeast. We're going to break more records today. And Diane mentioned, look, it's not just about the heat, it's about the humidity as well. These are your feels-like temperatures. When you've got that muggy air in place, your body just does not cool down as efficiently. All of the sweat doesn't properly evaporate, and that makes it feel much hotter. And yes, that absolutely matters to folks outside. Look at these feels-like temperatures by this afternoon in D.C. 109, Philly 104, New York 102, Boston 106. Those numbers in the shade. If you're out there working in the sun, tack on 10 to 15 degrees to some of those numbers you're seeing. That is dangerous heat. And as you look at high temperatures here for the next few days, we're talking about records today gradually heading in the right direction. That's the good news. It won't stick around all week long. You start to get into Wednesday and Thursday, you see some major drop-offs in these temperatures. New York going from a high of 99 to 94 to 78 by Thursday. That cooler air gradually filtering in towards the end of the week. But just know, as you look at that extended forecast, there is still more heat to come as we look into July 4th weekend. So hot now. We've got a little bit of a break, and then we're right back into the action. Diane.
All right. If you can get to the pool or the beach, it's a good time for that. Meteorologist Kevin Roth, thank you.